Aston Martin is one of the most recognizable and beloved car manufacturers in the world. Founded in 1913 in London, England, this iconic brand has a rich history of producing some of the most beautiful and powerful cars ever made. In this video, we will take a look at a fascinating history of Aston Martin and explore some of its most iconic models. Chapter 1. The early years, Aston Martin was founded in 1913 by Lionel Martin and Robert Bamford. The company's name was derived from the Aston Clinton hill climb in Buckinghamshire, England, where Martin had successfully raced his sticker car. Initially, Aston Martin was a small-scale producer of racing cars, but in 1920 the company was taken over by a consortium of investors and began producing road cars as well. Chapter 2. The post-war era following World War II. Aston Martin faced financial difficulties and was sold to David Brown Limited in 1947. This began a new era for the company as Brown was determined to create a range of high-performance sports cars that would compete with the likes of Ferrari and Jaguar. In 1950, Aston Martin introduced the DB2, which was a great success both on the racetrack and in the showroom. Chapter 3. The James Bond era. Perhaps the most iconic Aston Martin of all time is the DB5, which first appeared in the 1964 James Bond film Goldfinger. The DB5 was a stunning car that combined beauty and power in equal measure. It was a massive success, and the car became synonymous with James Bond and Aston Martin. Over the years, Aston Martin has continued to feature in James Bond films, with the DBS V8 Vantage and DBS V12 all making appearances. Chapter 4. The modern era. In recent years, Aston Martin has continued to produce some of the most beautiful and powerful cars on the road. The company's current lineup includes the DB11, the Vantage, and the DBS SUPERLEGGERA, all of which are incredibly impressive machines. Aston Martin has also ventured into the world of SUVs with the launch of the DBX in 2020. Chapter 5. The future. Looking ahead, Aston Martin is set to continue producing some of the most exciting and beautiful cars in the world. In 2021, the company announced that it would be returning to Formula One for the first time in over 60 years, partnering with the Racing Point team. This is a hugely exciting development for Aston Martin fans, and is sure to bring a new level of excitement to the sport. Conclusion. Aston Martin has a rich and fascinating history, and the company has produced some of the most iconic cars in automotive history. From the early days of racing to the modern era of luxury and performance, Aston Martin has always been at the forefront of automotive innovation. With new models and new partnerships on the horizon, it is clear that the future of Aston Martin is brighter than ever. And here are some popular cars from Aston Martin along with their specifications. Aston Martin DB11. Engine: 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 or 5.2-liter twin-turbo V12. Power: 503 horsepower, V8 or 630 horsepower, V12. Top speed: 200 miles per hour, V8 or 208 miles per hour, V12. 0 to 16th acceleration: 3.9 seconds, V8 or 3.6 seconds, V12. Aston Martin Vantage. Engine: 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8. Power: 503 horsepower. Top speed: 195 miles per hour. 0 to 16th acceleration: 3.5 seconds. Aston Martin DBS SUPERLEGGERA. Engine: 5.2-liter twin-turbo V12. Power: 715 horsepower. Top speed: 211 miles per hour. 0 to 16th acceleration: 3.4 seconds. Aston Martin DBS. Engine: 5.9-liter V12. Power: 510 horsepower. Top speed: 191 miles per hour. 0 to 16th acceleration: 4.3 seconds. Aston Martin Rapide S. Engine: 6.0-liter V12. Power: 552 horsepower. Top speed: 203 miles per hour. 0 to 16th acceleration: 4.2 seconds. Aston Martin Vanquish. Engine: 5.9-liter V12. Power: 568 horsepower. Top speed: 201 miles per hour. 0 to 16th acceleration: 3.6 seconds. These are just a few examples of the most popular cars from Aston Martin. Each car is designed with performance, style, and luxury in mind, making them some of the most sought-after vehicles in the world.